Hi, guys. How is everybody? Tell me hi. Tell me what you're up to today. How is everybody today? Looks like we've got some people here. Hi, Captain. How are you? Izzy. Hey, girl. Looks like Rachel's here as well. Hello. We're going to give people some time to kind of like come on and we'll jump right into things. Hello. If you have questions, drop them in the comments because I'm just going to kind of go through and pick up any questions and talk about them. It can be about manga, it can be about books, it can be about YouTube, it can be about being monetized. It's about whatever you want today. Some personal stuff is okay. If I'm not comfortable, I'll just tell you. But, I'm pretty opaque online. Like, you guys pretty much see me. So, yes, any questions you have, feel free to drop them in there. It looks like Julie popped in. Hey, Julie. So, yeah, anyways, the channel hit 3K. Holy crap. I'm so floored. It's not even funny. Like, I don't even, know how to feel. I cried for a good 20 minutes when I saw it. And I was in the middle of premiering the final Manga Love Readathon vlog for this week. And I kept putting typos as I was typing in the comments with the people who were watching because I was crying and it was hard to see. So yes, let's see. Hi, Wonder. Aw, Rachel, that is so sweet. Thank you so much. You are so nice. Hi, Alyssa. Hey, Whitney, how are you? I'm guessing in about 30 minutes, you're going to head home from work. Yeah, that's my guess at this point with the time of day it is. Hello, thank you. But yeah, so Whitney was on that premiere. So she was witness to my typos. And the moment I found out, because I looked down and it said 3K, and then I double checked my studio on my phone to see if it was really 3K, because sometimes it bumps you up early, but it didn't. And I was like crying. It was not pretty. Good thing I hadn't done my makeup or really gotten ready for the day yet, because I would have just had to do it all over again. Yes, that's a long drive, babe. I'm gonna be here for probably 2 hours. So you can always pop on when you get home if you're around, unless, you've got to cook or whatever. Yes, the typos was a real thing. Hi, Robin. Thank you. So yeah, it's been an adventure today. But I did get to go to the bookstore today. I spent way less than I thought I would. So that makes me very happy. I only got one volume of manga and 3 books. And 2 of them I've already read. So I just wanted to make sure I had physical copies for my collection. I picked up All Scott and Bothered and Beauty Tempts the Beast, because those technically come out tomorrow, but my bookstore tends to put them out early. So I always go and check. So technically everything I picked up today is supposed to be out tomorrow, I believe, except for maybe 1. But yeah, if you're curious as to the other 2, I took pictures of all of it. It's on my Instagram stories if you want to see. But I only got those 4 things. I did really good. I showed self-restraint. That's saying something. Let's see. If I get home, I probably will. Michael cooks because he gets home at 4. Oh, that's nice. You guys have a good little partnership going. Right? It's like the best feeling ever when you go into the bookstore and it's out early. I love it. Yeah? Thank you, Julie. I seriously love All Scott and Bothered. I enjoyed the angst factor of that novel so much, it's not even funny. I hope you do too. But yeah, I did really good. There was one that they didn't have in yet, but I don't know if they'll get it in quickly. So I added it to my Amazon wish list because that's where I keep track of the things that my bookstore didn't have that I eventually want to order. And then I'm sure I'll like go shopping around to see where I can get it for the best price. But that's kind of where I like log all of it is in my Amazon wish list. And if somebody decides to like send me something so I'm not actually paying for it, it's easy for them to send it to me without like having to DM me saying, what's your address? Being all crazy like that. Let's see. Oh, I skipped one. I read it 6 months ago and had to wait all this time to get the review up. Oh, so long. I mean, I read it at the beginning of the month. So, but I had it in my NetGalley for a little while. So I try to read them like early on in the month that they come out so I don't have to wait too long to talk about it with people. But yeah, I try to do it closely unless I'm really crazy excited and I just can't wait. So yeah. I have purposely not gone on Right Stuff to even look because I know I will drop a ton of money if I do. For my romance, like my book readers who don't know a lot about manga, Right Stuff is a website where you can consistently get discounted prices where they're regularly like 25% off and sometimes more. And right now they're doing a sale for Shoujo Beat, which is like the Viz imprint of like the more romance centered titles. And it's also Sublime, which does a lot of like BL yaoi kind of stories. And I know I'll spend a fortune. So I'm perfect. I made some Right Stuff orders this weekend. There you go. After the Rain, I absolutely love because I feel like it ends appropriately for the kind of story that was being told. Like it was handled so well. And I just, I love that. Anyway, we need more series by this particular mangaka, by the way. Brain, it's on top, broken. Jun Mayuzuki is the mangaka name, and the art is so stunning. Like anything that they put out, I will most likely support because it's just so beautiful. I want to make a Right Stuff order, but like I need to start Christmas shopping. Oh yeah. So I should not. Haha. Plus, I have a ton of unread stuff and I've been buying too much. Talk about buying too much. Like I bought so much this last quarter. It's like insane. I have read a good chunk of the manga, but the books I have not. I went like mass market paperback binging really hard this quarter between my used bookstore and the 2 mystery eBay lots that I did. Like I just need to sit and read what I have physically. So I'm trying to show so much restraint in what I'm bringing into the collection because I need to work on what I have. So of the 4 things I bought, as I said, I read 2. So only 2 of them went on to my unread shelf, one book and 1 manga. And both of them I will most likely read this week, which is why I went ahead and got them anyway. Right? Oh, it's just so pretty. Like, especially when she does those like colored, like chapter divider pages. Like, they're just too beautiful. Like, seriously, I had a little crush on Tachibana myself. My reading has been slacking, but to be fair, I did. Oh, you did? That's great. Because sometimes I feel like reading like a big romance and reading a big epic fantasy are 2 very different things. I can read a big romance in 24 to 48 hours easy. But when it comes to like an epic fantasy, that takes me like weeks and I have to do them in small increments because they take way more like brain power and remembering for me. And sometimes like names are really close. So I just have to think about it a lot harder than when I'm in the middle of a romance. So I mean, I can do an epic fantasy in a couple days if I'm really into it, but that's typically not the case. They take so much more effort, especially in 2020, where life is just like crappy. I've been reading a lot less of it. Let's see. Yes, the color pages are stunning. I'm obsessed. Completely agree. Hi, anime manga lover. Thank you so much. Yes, like seriously, Whitney, it is so pretty. Just Google After the Rain and look at the art. It's so good. Seriously, so good. So, what questions do you guys have for me? Like, I am all about the questions, or we can just chat about stuff. Like, I don't really care. This is just here. We're going to have a party. because I can, and it's the middle of the afternoon, and nothing really is going on here at home today. So can totally do that. Did I actually share this out to Twitter like currently? I should probably do that, shouldn't I? Oops. Let's do that. So now that people know we're actually live, let's see what's going on here. Let's see. My go-to question is, how tall are you? I am 5'2". I am a shrimp. I am super short. And my husband is 5'11". So I like to wear heels when we get pictures taken together so I don't look quite so short. But yes, I am a total shrimp. And I'm a chubby girl. So I'm this little short stubby human, and that's just my life. How many books do I think I have? Well, I know my manga collection is slightly over 1,000 these days. Books wise, probably 1,500, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. That's a rough estimate. I rarely count my books, but people ask on the number on my manga collection all the time. So there. So random thing I asked on Twitter earlier is how long it takes you to edit an average length video and decide what program do you use, because I'm nosy. So when it comes to editing, I don't do a lot of like hardcore editing really on my videos. My videos that take the longest to edit are my releases on my radar videos, because it just requires a lot more effort to insert all the pictures and hunt down all the pictures of all the titles and everything. So those take me the longest. My average editing time is about double the length of the video. So my vlogs take a little bit longer just because I have to go through them and make sure there isn't anything weird going on. And yeah, that's just kind of that. And I use Sony Vegas to edit because I'm on a PC. I'm not an Apple user. Oh, well, cool. Welcome. What? I'm shorter than you? I'm glad that makes you happy. I mean, I've just been 5'2" forever, so I don't even think about it anymore. Oh, cool. You always look so tall to me. That's so funny. Did you set and did you make your Goodreads goal? Well, I initially set my Goodreads goal at 104 this year. And last I looked, I'm at 510. But I did bump it up to 600 because I have so much left in the year. But I know that I read 43 volumes and a couple of books this last week. So I'm going to be reaching that goal in no time, but I'm not going to up it again. I'm just reading what I want to read this year at whatever speed I want to. Oh, well, cool. I love that. I'm glad you can feel tall around me. That's really cool. Yeah, my first husband, because for those of you who don't know, I'm actually in my second marriage. I was married for a little over 5 years to my first husband. Long story short, we were not good for each other, and I'm now married to my now husband. And my first husband was only 5'4", so he liked that I was shorter than him. So he was a short guy. Do I have a system for organizing my manga? Well, on my last organization video, I have a whole... Anytime I really like reorganize my collection hardcore, I typically film a video about it because I get asked all the time. So the primary thing I collect are Shoujo Beat titles, just because I like what they publish, because I'm romance trash and they publish the most romance. So I have all of my Shoujo Beat together. And then I have some favorites here on this shelf because this is the one that's typically behind me in videos. And then I just kind of do it like alphabetically and by size for the rest of the collection. That's cool. I always wish I was a little bit taller just because I have sway back. And so my back pain is crazy. So if I were actually a little bit taller, that would straighten out a little bit. So that would be great. Oh, okay. Yes, you do give off tall energy, at least to me. That's crazy, Robin. You seriously read so much. It's always so impressive to me. Yes, you do have room to grow. I stopped growing when I was like 10, so I'm just short forever, and that's okay. I am the small of the friend groups always, so it's fun to find fellow shorties. Yes, shorties unite. Hey, Bizarre. Thanks, buddy. How are you? So yeah, some other common questions I get are my shelves, like what are they? Because they're not the typical Billy shelves. I did get these at IKEA, and they're the Emnes shelves, Hemnes. I got them because they're the actual wood shelves that IKEA does, and like this big one was 150. So it was more than the Billies, but I wanted to make sure my collection was exactly what I wanted and it was sturdy enough. So that's another common question I get. If you watched my library makeover video, I actually link the shelves down below, so you can check that out as well. Hey, Bethany. Thanks, love. And I'm so glad you dropped in for a minute. 25 books this year. That's great. See, with quarantine, I've been diving into my books and escaping there. But I know a lot of people have like not been reading very much and just let TV kind of take over. So I totally get that and understand that, but that's still great. Anything that you read in a year is an accomplishment. Just because I read a lot, I don't ever expect anybody to be reading at my speed or at my level ever, because that's just unrealistic. Like everybody's different. So 15 volumes of Berserk in a week. That's great. I have lupus. Going out is dangerous for me. Yeah. We have the sixth omnibus of Berserk. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Those are really pretty, by the way. I personally know that series isn't for me. There's way too much rape in it for me to ever really like enjoy it. So I hope you continue to have a great time with it. Let's see. Right. They have them in different colors. Like they had wood colors, and I think they even had black. So they do have other colors. So check it out online. I debated. I almost did white ones with like these shelves being wood colored, and it kind of had a different like background to it. It was this close. Great to know. I'm shelf shopping on Amazon right now. Oh, that's great. Never read manga before. Where would you recommend somebody start? Well, this is a hard question for me because I'm always like, okay, well, what kind of story are you looking for? Because if you're looking for romance, I'm going to recommend something completely different than if you're looking for action. Some of my all-time favorites that kind of do a little bit of both are Yona of the Dawn, Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, and Requiem of the Rose King. Those three tend to be the three that I recommend to everybody regardless. Another one I really enjoy is Full Metal Alchemist. That one is really good. So yeah, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. I would be happy to give you more like specific recommendations, Robin, to make sure they would be like within your taste if you're interested. Just let me know or DM me on Twitter. 5'9" being tall isn't that great. Finding pants that are long enough. See, I have the opposite problem. The pants are always too long. So I either have to walk it off and hem them myself that way, or I have to like pull out the sewing machine and hem them that way. So yeah, it's an adventure to say the least. So we both got the same problem going there. Yeah. You got them in the pine? I almost did. I really highly considered those ones as well. But then I'm like, I really like how manga looks on white shelves, so that's why I went with the white. That's great. My background shelves are from Wayfair. Oh yeah, Wayfair's great. I've gotten various things from them over the years, and I really enjoy their website as well. Oh yes, they are great. Okay, no problem, Robin. Always happy to do so. Very true. sort of doing a book club of sorts. We're reading 1984 right now. We're thinking of reading Making Make Room, Make Room, Soy the Green next, then Brave New World and Fahrenheit 451. Those are some epically deep books. I could not handle those right now. I know, I think they would hit a little too close to home for me personally, but that is really, really cool. Like, you'll definitely have to, like, tag me on Twitter about your book club, and I'll, like, share it out so anybody who was on this live stream can find your book club, because that's really cool. One of my favorite manga series right now are Hatsuharu and, of course, Komi. Yes, Hatsuharu is great. It's a high school romance primarily told from the male perspective, where he's kind of this playboy. He's never found anybody who's really caught his attention enough. And so he kind of led girls on. But this one girl comes up to him, decks him in the face, and calls him on all his behavior, and he falls in love with her. So it's about him chasing her, getting to know her, and their whole like friend group finding love. It is so cute. I'm so excited for volume 12 that's coming out in October. It wasn't really supposed to come out this month, but it got pushed back. I was a little bummed. Manga is a blessing. I love this hobby. I agree. It's great. It's a great escape for me. Can't really make pants longer. Hemming is easier. That's true. At the same time, they never lay the same when you hem them. Like, they don't lay right because they weren't designed that way. So, yeah. So it's a double-edged sword. So like I say, we have similar problems, but not quite the same. Manga always makes me so happy. Yes. Manga really, like, if there are some series that are great if you need an endorphin boost. Like, one of those is Honey So Sweet. It is one of the, let's see. I turned it the wrong way. This series is one of the purest things I've ever read in my life. It is adorable. It's about a guy who looks all rough and tough asking this girl to date him with the intent of marriage because she showed him kindness. And it is so cute. It's just them. They're dating the whole series. It's an 8-volume series. And it's just them navigating through life. It is just so pure and so sweet. And it'll give you a toothache. It's so sweet kind of thing. But yes, I love this series a whole lot. Like, it's one of my all-time favorites. It's just happiness in manga form. It's great. So that's another recommendation if you're looking for something crazy sweet. But yeah, but you know, there's also things like Everyone's Getting Married, where we've got two adults who think very differently about life, navigating a romantic relationship together. And this is really interesting and intriguing. And they do it a lot. So if you're interested in that, it's not like super explicit. We're not going hentai territory here. But yeah, like, you can kind of find a little bit of everything in manga. And, you know, there's like dark and twisty things, like Mermaid Saga that I read recently. Like, it's just good. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, yay. I hope you enjoy it. Yes, Given is a really sweet BL story. I haven't read it yet, but the anime is really, really good. Thank you, Jesty. Hope you're well. Read 4 books this year, but I got out of a slump, and I think that's an improvement since I'm in school and have to read them, and I'm learning how to read for enjoyment. That's a hard thing for a lot of college students, is they have a hard time separating reading for school and reading for enjoyment. So just navigate that as best as you need, and like, don't ever feel pressure to read more than what you're comfortable reading. Let's see. Book like that is The House in the Cerulean Sea. It's so soft. I keep wanting to pick this one up. I bought it for a friend for their birthday, but I really need to pick up a copy for myself and just read it, because the more I hear about it, the more I'm just like, I really need to try this. Hope I skipped one. I watched the J-drama for Everyone's Getting Married, and I've been meaning to read it. Oh, there's a J-drama? Oh, I gotta find that. Yes. Whitney, once I get it, let's buddy read it. Let's do that. I've been meaning to buddy with you forever. Going above shoujo, do you have a favorite josei? My favorite josei right now is probably My Androgynous Boyfriend. I can't lie. Let's see. They're just so cute. Hold on. I've got my collection right behind me, so I just want to show you because the cover is so pretty. So my androgynous boyfriend. This is a story about a couple. Like they've been together for a really long time since like high school. And this is Meguru. Meguru is a crazy beautiful man, gives off Park Jimin vibes from BTS if you're familiar. And he's a model, he works at a clothing store, and he's madly in love with his girlfriend Wako. And this is just the story of their day-to-day life as they navigate their relationship together and what it's like to be with such a beautiful man. And Wako is his biggest fan, total fangirl for him. And yes, my androgynous boyfriend is just one of my favorite Josei titles in existence. I just love it. And again, it's just that soft and sweet kind of thing. I just, so good. Let's see. Heading out, but I may be back. Let's hope, Whitney. Drive safe. She's driving home from work if you guys aren't familiar. Yeah, Meguru's name is like great. We love Meguru. He's like the softest boy ever. Let's see. Where's another? Well, like right here. This is him picking up Wako from the train. And he's just so sweet. And there he is, bragging about his relationship with Wako. Like, you just love Meguru. He's a good guy. Do you have any favorite K-pop groups? I know you love BTS. BTS is my favorite. I have to be honest, I haven't explored K-pop too much yet. I've really only listened to like BTS and TXT, which are both big hit label type like groups. So I'm actually going to film a video where I react to other bands so that I can kind of explore my K-pop journey and maybe find some other groups that I enjoy. I hear a lot about like ATs and NCT. There's quite a few that I hear about, and like Blackpink and Mamamoo. I want to try the girl groups too. So it's going to be a journey. So we'll see. Is your husband a nerd like you? Oh, yes. Not quite the same. He's more like we're kind of like the couple in Wotakoi, where he's the video game nerd and I'm the like total like manga fangirl kind of person. That's more our relationship dynamic. I think that's the easiest way to kind of describe it for us. So yeah. Fortnite got BTS dances from Dynamite. Dynamite has grown on me. Dynamite's great, but it is not my favorite BTS song. I would say if I had to pick a favorite BTS song, it would either be Save Me or Black Swan, honestly. I really love both of those. Then again, I really do love On. I love Not Today. Like, I could go off about BTS for a while. So unless you guys want me to, I won't. I love K-pop. If you need recommendations, let me know. Monster X is my ultimate favorite. Yeah, that was I had heard a lot about them, but their name was not coming to my brain for some reason. So yes, that is one. Let's see. EXO for K-pop. That's another one I've heard a lot about. Like, I've heard a lot about most of them, just haven't explored them too much. My favorite is still Boy With Love. I like Boy With Love, but it's not my favorite. But I know that was a lot of people's like first exposure to BTS, so they're a lot more partial to it than I am. But I'd been low key following BTS for a while, but I finally got comfortable with that with the that persona era to finally like talk about it with people. So yeah, that's kind of my journey with BTS and K-pop. I really don't have too much else to say about that other than that. So, yes, what else do you guys want to know? Or what do you want to talk about? Because I'm here for a while. Let's see. Let's see. Maeve! I'm so glad you popped in. Stay as long as you like. Okay, so me and my husband then, he is more into video games and such. We both play D&D, a million into anime and manga. Granted, I can just take most manga to the doctor's appointments for entertainment. Yeah, I really love that. I love to take manga or a book with me anywhere. I'm always constantly reading something, except for like right now when I'm doing this kind of stuff. Love to see a super boy band tour one day. Backstreet Boys, One Direction, BTS, etc. Backstreet Boys, they still perform regularly, so I could see that and BTS happening together, but One Direction hasn't been a group for long enough. I don't know that they ever will. Same with NSYNC. You could probably get New Kids on the Block on that, but I would totally go. But I'm just a boy band stan. Question: have you read on a plane, a train, or a bus? Which would you rather? If you had to read, well, I read on all three, so any of the options would be fine for me. Because I read in so many different formats. Like I could do an audiobook, I could do an ebook, I could do a physical book on any of those. So I guess it doesn't really matter because I would read them anywhere. But I rarely take buses anymore, so it would be most likely be a plane, but I would need somewhere to go first. Favorite movie of all time? Mine was the 2005 Pride and Prejudice adaptation. I'm one of those people that grew up with The Princess Bride, and that's one of my all-time favorites. Let's see. Outside of The Princess Bride, I would probably have to say, it's so hard to pick favorites. I always struggle because there's so many that I love. Probably, honestly, Your Name, directed by Makoto Shinkai. That is one of those movies that I watch when I need to emote and I'm struggling to do so. And I love the story being told, the way it was told. Artistically, it is one of the most stunning films I've ever watched. But like, so that would be a more recent favorite. So my all-time favorite would probably be The Princess Bride. Ooh, that was a skip here. Hold on. Granted, I think it's because my husband can bring more games on the submarine than he can books. That makes sense. I love reading on trains best because I usually have more room. I guess that's true. Favorite work of Shakespeare? Oh, there's so many good ones. But honestly, my all-time favorite Shakespeare is Much Ado About Nothing. I love the comedy style of it. I love the enemies to lovers banter of Beatrice and Benedict and the whole mystery with Prince John and all of it. It just all comes together so well. It has to be my favorite work of Shakespeare. When it comes to the tragedies, I also really love Taming of the Shrew. Like, I love the comedies more than the tragedies. Like, so yeah, I guess there's that. You could only save 3 manga series and everything else in your collection is ruined. Which would you choose? I can't. You cannot make me choose. I rebel. Oh no. Oh noes. I can't. No. Granted, everything in my collection is easily replaceable right now. So I also insure my collection because it's so much. So I would just replace them. But no, I can't pick a top 3. Sorry. I like too many. Much Ado About Nothing? Yes, we love it. Much Ado About Nothing is great. I agree. 12th Night is my favorite. I love Much Ado About Nothing too, though. I do love 12th Night. It's just not like a go-to for me, but whenever I read it, I thoroughly enjoy it. Yes, it's part of what makes them so good. Oh my gosh, really? That's crazy. Like, I grew up in a family where we randomly quote things. whether that be TV shows, books, movies, whatever. So like we have all these like random inside jokes where we'll like repeatedly quote things so we understand what we're referencing. But like when my husband started like coming around my family, he's like, I don't understand what y'all are saying half the time. So it's just this really fun thing. Do any of your families have that kind of like quirky thing within their family dynamic? Yeah. Because I think that's one of the like most obscure things about my family. Outside of that, we're pretty boilerplate. My parents are still madly in love with each other. They're the kind of people like when they go to the movies or they go out in public, they're always like holding hands or cuddling or whatever. Like my parents are adorable. They're couple goals. Hi, Captain. Thank you. And then a little bit about me and my household, I guess. It's me and my husband. He's usually my peanut gallery in my videos. His name is Steve. And then my 2 cats that like to be interlopers in my videos and shake the camera and such. So I've got Light Song on his cat tree right here. He's my brown tabby. And then I have a black tuxedo cat named Kaladin. So yes, both of my cats are named for Brandon Sanderson characters. Light Song is from Warbreaker. Kaladin's from the Stormlight Archive. So there's that. That's all that's in my house. I have no children. No one else lives with us. It's just us. That's great, Captain. Congrats. Did you see the Globe Theater version of Much Ado? It's great. Oh, yes. Yes. Late Finney Street. Oh, yes, that part. Okay. We love to see it. Thank you. I'm sure you meant Shay, not Shane. Oh, really? Like bad dad jokes or like mean, but he thinks it's funny jokes? Because like there's different kinds of that. I figured that was the case, love. I take a drink here. Let's see. You could request a new manga series from any mangaka. Who would you choose? Akiko Higashimura every time. She's got this like feudal era historical that's releasing in Japan. I need it. I need it now. I need it like a year ago when I found out about it. Because somebody had shown like artwork from it and it's so good. I love Akiko Higashimura so much. We don't have anything physically publishing from Akiko Higashimura right now. So anything Akiko Higashimura, please? Yes? Any publisher that watches this stream, tell me. So, a video idea I have. I want to know what you guys think about this. So, I've been thinking a lot of my viewership, they're either manga or they're romance readers. So, I was thinking about doing cross recommendations. Like, if you like this romance, try this manga so that it's kind of a reverse recommendation. Would you guys be interested in a video like that? And I could do that for like other books and other genres as well. But that's the one I've been thinking most prominently about. So if you guys are interested in any sort of video like that, like tell me. Or are there things that you want to see on the channel that you're not currently seeing, or things that I used to do that I've not been doing? Like, tell me what you think. Wow, that's a huge jump all of a sudden. Mom had me by a C-section. Which publishers would you say you collect the most from and your favorite? I collect a lot of Shoujo Beat and a lot of Viz, so that's probably what I have. I would say at least half of my collection is Viz titles. But they're also the biggest publisher in the US, so I think that's just part of it. Finally got time to stay here and stream for a while. That's great, Captain. That's so fun. Yay! I'm so glad you guys are on board with this video idea. That makes me happy. I'm a new romance reader and just got back into manga, so that video would be perfect. Excellent. Good to know, Captain. Yay! I love that you guys are on board. Are there other videos that you want to see me do that you don't necessarily see me do right now? I mean, I know that I can only do so much. I do have a couple of try threes planned coming up soon, so I'll be getting to those in the next month or two. And I've got some other specific reading vlogs that you guys will be getting. But yeah, I like to know what you guys want on the channel. So I'm always open to suggestions from you guys. I know I need to do more recommendation videos. I get asked for those all the time. So if I was going to do recommendations outside of the one that I just mentioned, what kind of what kind of recommendations do you want? Do you want like romance tropes? Do you want various manga demographics? All those kinds of things. My nosy self is curious as to what you all want because I always want to give you guys the content that you want. And as long as I'm comfortable making it, I'll be happy to do so. If it's going to require like skits and heavy editing, like it's just not going to happen. I'd rather spend my time reading than spending 3 days doing a video. Try 3 in the vlogs. Okay, that's good. I love those too. And I know a lot of people have been enjoying the weekly wrap-ups as opposed to like twice a month. And I've been enjoying that format too. So that's going to be a continual thing for me. Love your vlogs. Recommendation videos would be great. Demographics would be good. Also, tropes are fun. That's good. A new subscriber, so not sure you've done this, but would you be interested in Hidden Gems in Collection, your digital manga collection? I do plan on doing a digital manga collection tour eventually. And I would love to talk about hidden gems in my collection because I've got some really good ones that like nobody talks about. Sorry, got a little tickle there. Do a top 5 books and a top 5 manga. I do these every year at the end of the year. I talk about like my favorite reads from the year. So I usually do like a top 10. So I do those at least once a year in the winter time, usually in December. A bit of everything would be good. Love it. Anime versus manga videos. I've done a couple of those, but they seem to not be as well received, but I'm happy to revisit the idea. Thank you. Maybe a video about tropes you love and tropes you don't. Tropes and nopes. Both for romance and manga. That could be really fun. I would love to do that. Sorry, I had to go back and find a song. I couldn't think of its name, but I also really like BTS Magic Shop. Yes, Magic Shop is good. It's a natural habit of mine. I'm usually around people like at work and stuff. And so I always just learn to like turn away from wherever I'm talking to cough. Like I've always done that. So I know y'all aren't here in the room with me, but you can still like see my face and I still like I'm courteous like you're in the room, I guess. I don't know. Thank you. I'm sure you will. Just keep doing your best. And that's the other thing. If you guys have questions like about the channel, about editing, monetization, any of that kind of stuff, you're welcome to ask. I will answer to the best of my abilities, of course. I'm not perfect. No, I'm going to take my chances. I didn't want to deal with all the craziness last night. So maybe later today, but not at the moment. Because if you pre-order through something like Amazon, like they don't take out the money till it actually ships. And where my income fluctuates as much as it does, I just don't dare. So I'm going to take my chances. I'm guessing y'all are like, I know I've got a bit of a delay on the questions and stuff, so just waiting for that to catch up because I'm probably going to have like 20 drop all at once. Let's see. Yes, there's a bunch. Shay, could you also cover music and stuff in some of your videos? Yeah, I do want to explore music a little bit more. I'm not sure you were here when I was talking about it, but I do plan on like doing a video where I explore various other K-pop groups because I haven't really explored outside of BTS and TXT. So that's something that I plan on doing relatively soon. Are you going to out the drink on the book? Am I going to like drip it? I don't know. I always just set it there. I don't know. It's not like dripping or anything, so it's not going to leave a mess, but it's just where I would naturally put it. So I don't know. Pre-ordered Blackpink's new album last night through Coco Dive. Nice. I need to explore them a little bit more. Which cat is my favorite? Depends on the day. Depends on who's being a bigger stinker that day. They've both been really good so far today, so I'm not mad at either of them. So Kaladin will cuddle me more naturally, so probably Kaladin today. Excited for the Halloween season. See, I don't love spooky season. I love fall in general. So I'm in fall, so I'm happy. But when it comes to like the spooky season, all of the Halloween stuff, the costumes, the gore, that kind of stuff, that's not my aesthetic. That's not how I live my life. My anxiety doesn't do well during the week of Halloween because everybody posts whatever they want online and I actually get triggered by a bunch of it. So Halloween is not my favorite season. Everything around it, like fall time with the leaves and Thanksgiving, I think are great. So it's just Halloween in of itself is not my thing. Is it hard to film and edit on your phone? I don't have a camera, but I'm thinking about starting a channel. Also check out Super Junior. Yes, my friend Melissa talks a lot about Super Junior, so that was on my list of things I want to try. Filming and editing on your phone is not hard. I mean, filming on your phone's easy. You just prop it up on a window and you film. You know, obviously facing you, but you're facing the window. So it naturally gives you light and things like stuff that there's lots of editing software like on your phone if you wanted to edit on your phone. I mean, it would all be simple editing. It wouldn't be anything over complex or anything, but it's totally possible and really easy. So I know there's a lot of YouTubers who talk about YouTubing from your phone. So I would recommend just kind of searching it in the YouTube toolbar, and there's lots of people who will give you great tips for that. Have you ever searched out different foods and such from anime? Yes, I have made tonkatsu on my own, and I started to explore like actual ramen shops around me because of anime. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have ever tried them because I would have been afraid of things. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. My dog Loki doesn't seem to understand he's over 80 pounds. Oh no, that could get heavy. I recommend KineMaster as a photo editor. Just buy premium to get rid of the watermark. Gotcha. I know a lot of people use KineMaster for a lot of different things. I still need to get premium. Got you. I use my phone to film, but I edit on my laptop. My dad got me into horror. I have a bad habit of making jokes in the middle of horror movies because of him. Okay. Right, okay, I need to go for 20 minutes, but I will be back when I'm done. See ya, we'll be back soon. Okay, Captain. Oh. I know I'm getting old now because I have back problems. I did not sleep well last night, so my back is not happy. So I'm just an old lady. So I have another question for you guys. Is there something you really want to see me read? Whether that's a book, whether that's manga, I want to know. Because I always love to like find recommendations from all y'all because it's fun that way. Because then I know at least one person's going to be excited about something that I'm reading. I'm not sure. I need to look at the actual events a little bit more because I'm going to share a story. I went to go visit a friend on their island and somebody had come over and they were basically like playing a horror game where they were chopping each other up and playing tag. And I was triggered and had to leave. So I don't know. I need to look a little bit more about what they'll be doing before I know for sure about all of that. Aw, Elias, thank you. Get some good sleep, my friend. I purposely started a little bit earlier so that my UK kind of people could at least have a minute to be here if they wanted to be. So, yes, like my European, I should say, because my friends are European. But yes, thank you, sweetie. I'm so happy that you popped your face in even just for a minute. Have you ever read or talked about To Kill a Mockingbird? It's in my top 5 favorite books. I haven't read To Kill a Mockingbird in a really long time, mostly because it makes me so angry and so sad at the same time because of the injustices and things like that. I mean, it was required reading in school, obviously. It's still a very powerful book and among some of the best books that I've ever read, but it's hard for me to revisit it because I know I'm just going to get angry again. So, possibly I would be open to potentially revisiting it, but I just remember being very angry as I read it. He hadn't commented before now, friend, so he was probably just chilling here with us. I actually have read Our Dining Table. It's right here. And it is one of my favorite like BLs of all time. It is actually really sweet and soft too. If you're looking for like a sweet and soft story. So, yes, Our Dining Table is high on my BL recommendation list for sure. And thank you because you said also love your content. So, yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad that when people come to my channel, they end up enjoying themselves. I try to always make this channel like a safe and happy place for people. And I've been told more than once that people really appreciate my content because I'm not necessarily out here trashing everything. I just mostly talk about things that I enjoy because I'm much more selective with what I like because I know what I like anymore. So, let's see. Can't believe it's being banned in some schools now. I know, right? That feels so wrong. I don't know if you've ever. So The Book Thief. I have tried to read this book 3 times and I have DNF'd it 3 times. It is too sad. It is too depressing. It triggers my depression a lot. So it is not a book I will ever be able to read. I've tried 3 different times at 3 different points in my life. And it's just not something I can do. And I know that it is so moving, and most people who have read it, it's their favorite book. But I just can't. And I'm not going to put myself through it again because the last time I read it, I ended up spiraling so bad that that's when I ended up on my anxiety medication again. So yeah, no, it's not going to happen. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry if that disappoints you. Yes, Our Dining Table is amazing. I completely agree with that. So yes, I guess we can talk a little bit about that if we need to. Oh, whoa. Okay. What? True. Yes. I have not tried the Iron Fae series. The only Julie Kagawa I've read is the Shadow of the Fox series. Yes, only do it if you're okay with it. Gotta keep the good vibes. I always enjoyed it because I've always seen it through the eyes of the kids. And so backing up from that viewpoint, I get what you mean. Yeah. The kids learn a lot through that, but I found it interesting. Yes, it is definitely interesting. I'm newer to your channel. I love your reading vlogs and the Try 3. Looking forward to future ones. Also look forward to your releases on my radar. Yes, my releases on my radar are one of my most popular, consistent, like ongoing video series on my channel. Y'all seem to just be really excited about what I'm excited about, and I love to talk about it. And yes, I really enjoy them, though it makes it hard for me to like stay within a shopping budget sometimes because I get excited about so many things. I mean, there were 55 titles in the October one. So it can become madness. I have to be very, very careful. Let's see. What else did I want to talk to you guys about? Oh, this was another thing I wanted to know from you guys. Do you think my balance of content is okay? Like, I know I talk a lot about manga, but I also talk a lot about like romance books and things. Do you feel like I'm talking about both of them enough? Or do you feel like I'm favoring one over the other to you? Like, I always worry about the balance on my channel because I feel like I live in two worlds. I feel like I live in MangaTube and then romance booktube. And then I always read a few other things that aren't even related to any of it. So I always worry about that balance on the channel. Do you think the balance is good? I know for some of the newer viewers, that's not necessarily something you might know yet. You've just been seeking out the content that's interesting to you. But some of you who have been around the channel for a while, I would love to know what you think. Gotta head out. Thank you, Justy. Thanks for stopping in. It was good to see you. But yeah, that's something I always worry about with you guys. Like, am I doing enough in both spaces? Do I need to have a better balance of that? Yes, lots of curious things. And again, StreamYard seems to be very far behind. Let's see. You have a good balance. It's nice for those of us who are here for both. Thank you. That's good to know. Manga I would love you to read. Oh my god, Oh My Goddess and Oh My Goddess, but it's long, 48 volumes. Holy, that is long. Do you have it that I can borrow it? I might be open to it if I can borrow it. Because that's a big investment. That would be the longest series I own. And currently the longest series I own is Haikyuu. And I have the first 40 volumes of that. And there's like 5 more for me to collect, but they just haven't published yet. But yeah, that's a long one. And I know that it's older too. Let's see. First, I really enjoy your content. As someone who's new to manga but has always been a reader in general, I enjoy that you do both. That's good to know. That's something I'm always like nervous about. And Kiss Him Not Me. I know a lot of people DNF'd the series because of the weight loss thing, but it's so good. The ending is one of my favorites. See, I've been collecting that one digitally. I've read the first 3 volumes. I've got 3 more that I already have purchased digitally. So I'll probably be getting to them relatively soon because I'm trying to read through everything I've already bought digitally before I buy more because I don't want to end up with 2 collections out of hand. Definitely on what, Anime Manga Lover? The Oh My Goddess and Oh My Goddess stuff or the Kiss Him Not Me stuff? You like the balance. Okay, so it sounds like the balance is pretty good for at least people who are here. So that's good. That makes me really happy to know. Because I always worry about that. Because, you know, when you do as much content and as diverse as the content as I do, it can be nerve-wracking sometimes. Did the comments just stop? Are y'all still there? I guess I should pull up the YouTube stream and see what's going on over here. Hey, looks like y'all are still here. Good. I'm glad you're still here. That makes me happy. Okay. So yes, what else do you guys want to talk about? We'll talk about anything that you want. We can talk about the podcast. We can talk about anything you want. So just ask away. Don't be shy. And I'm happy to ask a question if you came in here later too. Let's see. Thoughts on Spy Family. I actually really enjoy Spy Family so far. I've read the first 2 volumes, what's out in print, and it's been a really good time. I go into it I went into it knowing that it was comedy. So if you go in expecting comedy, you'll be okay. But if you're expecting it to be this like serious thing, like you're going to be disappointed because that's not what it is. What do you think about the 4 volumes of Living Room Matsunaga-san? Okay, so I've actually read the first 6 because it was releasing digitally through the Kodansha First digital imprint. And I really love Reliving Room Matsunaga-san so far. So the first 6 I've really been enjoying, and I continue to enjoy the series. And I think, obviously it's an age gap romance, so they're going to end up together in the end. I just hope that she's at least aged up, because she's so close to being aged up at this point that I would just love for her to be before they're actually together. I'm glad you love the podcast. You do? Okay. That might be what I borrow. Kiss Him Not Me is really good. The ending was precious. That's good to know. You were plating dinner. Okay, cool. Hey, Catherine. I have a bad habit of buying lots of books and manga and then not reading it. Got any advice? I'm just not in the mood these days. So I think you just have to get to a point where you have your priorities. And if your priority is not reading the books and manga, then you need to look at why you're buying it. Because maybe it's a deeper problem, or you're not really that interested in what you've been purchasing. So if you're not in the mood to read, that's fine. Like, take some time off. Don't stress yourself out, and don't force yourself to read, because you won't end up enjoying it anyway. So I'm curious about Demon Prince behind you. So this is the Demon Prince of Momochi House. The final volume is coming out the first week of October. It is a series akin to Kami-sama Kiss, if you're familiar with that title, in which we're dealing with a young woman who's basically inherited a shrine, and this guy on the front has been living there for a while, just kind of as a squatter. And so it's about her journey, getting to know him, his purpose, and why he's really at the house, and all those kinds of things. It's really interesting. I've really enjoyed it. It was a bit of a slow start, if I'm honest, but I felt like it continued to get better and better. Yay, I'm glad you're here. Yay. I'm glad people are still here. But yes, on Demon Prince of Momochi House, I'm glad to have it in my collection. Once I have it all, there's a good chance I'll reread all of it so that it's all fresh and I can do a more in-depth review for you guys on the channel. So yeah. So have you read or watched any of One Piece? If so, what do you think? Okay, when it comes to One Piece, I've read the first couple of volumes, but I've watched the first 100 episodes, maybe a little more than that. Hopper had joined the crew, and that's as far as I've gotten. And I don't have a strong desire to go back and revisit it again, because it's fine, but the way that he draws the female form is insulting. And I don't enjoy the art style enough to want to revisit it. And story-wise, it's been fine. Feels kind of boilerplate shonen to me right now, at least through this first part of it. So, again, I don't have the nostalgia fueling me to continue, I guess. So that's where I'm at with One Piece. I don't know if I'll ever revisit it. I might. I don't know. Lohali keeps trying to convince me. This isn't the strongest rec since I've only read one volume, but it's been a while. But I would see. So Hitori Hime, My Hero. A lot of my friends have read it and they've enjoyed it. I know there's an anime, so I'm probably more prone to check out the anime to see if I would enjoy it. So I think that's kind of what I'm inclined towards at the moment on that one. So, because, I could probably, because it's only a 12 episode anime, if I remember right. So I could probably sit down and knock that one out pretty soon. Yeah, it's a yaoi with a teacher-student relationship. So yeah. Any advice for anyone wanting to start their own channel? Don't compare yourself to other people. Do what you enjoy, because the more authentic you are online, the better off things are going to be for you. When it comes to general advice, make sure you're well lit, you can be heard well, and that your camera is at least stable. Too much shaking around, people won't stay on the video. So usually like prop it up somewhere if you can, make sure you're well lit. And that's really the biggest advice I've got. Speak as clearly as you can as well. Try to not like slur your words together. Welcome back, Captain. But I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just don't compare yourself to other people. I think the moment you start to compare yourself, you'll never feel like you're good enough and you'll end up giving up on your content too quick. Have you read any of Oku the Inner Chambers? I have not, but this is one I've been like seriously curious about. But I also know that sometimes finding the volumes can be tricky. So there's a good chance that I'll get to this one. I know it's still currently publishing. So I would like to, but I haven't yet. That's cool. I've heard others aren't fans of the art style either. Yeah, well, he's basically said he takes his basic like male form and draws 2 circles and goes from there. And that's why their boobs are always huge, their waists are always tiny, and it just doesn't ever work. Unless they're like this big rotund lady, you know? Oh, you're so welcome. All right, sounds good. Hi, thank you. I am so excited to have hit 3K as well. So we're just here chatting, ask away about whatever. It can be recommendations. I've got all my books like literally right here in the same room. So if you guys want book recommendations, let me know. Did you enjoy Way of the House Husband Volume 4? Honestly, I feel like my enjoyment of Way of the House Husband is wavering a bit right now. I thought the first 3 volumes were really strong. In Volume 3, there was like a hint of like a bigger plot. And I was hoping we would get some of that in Volume 4, and we really didn't. So I'm going to try one more volume and then decide from there. But I really am not sure to continue after that. Hey, January. Yeah, 3K is a big deal to me. That was like my goal for the entire year was to get to 3K because that was essentially doubling my subscribership. So the fact that I'm here in September like is crazy to me. Okay, so I'm not the only one who was disappointed in Volume 4. Okay. I'm glad to know I'm not the only one because sometimes I worry that I'm like I've read so much that I'm being too harsh on a series. But if I'm not the only one that didn't enjoy it, then that's good to know. I talk about it a little bit more like as to why in my NetGalley reviewing manga for NetGalley video if you want more specific details. I have to be in the right mindset to read Oku. If my lupus is firing up, my brain doesn't work well enough to translate Shakespearean English. Yeah, Shakespearean English can be hard to read for anyone at times. I mean, I don't have anything like lupus, but I still struggle sometimes, even though I love Shakespeare with so much of my being, it's not even funny, which is probably why I'm such a stan for Requiem of the Rose King. Because that is Richard III and Henry VI from Shakespeare mashed up like into its own story, and it's just glorious. Seriously glorious. Love it, love it, love it. A whole lot. But it doesn't necessarily like speak in Shakespearean English, which I think is why it's so easy for people to enjoy. I'm so glad that you love to be here. That makes my heart really, really happy, actually. So I had a little birdie telling me that my comments were really behind, but when I look at YouTube, they seem to be about the same. So I don't know. Things are crazy. It's 11:10 here. I have to work in the morning, so sadly I have to leave now. But again, huge congrats on 3K. Well deserved. Take care. Wow, it's late. Go to bed, girl. Thanks for coming by. I did purposely do this earlier for those across the pond, I guess we'll say, so that they had a chance to hop on if they were available and wanted to. I know it's still pretty late for them, but I wanted to give them a chance to be here if they wanted to be here. So, you know, what can you do? So, what has everybody been reading recently? I'm nosy and I like to know. I just read a ton of manga this last week. You can see everything about it in my most recent vlogs, you know, because that served as my wrap up for this week because I didn't want to do all of that and then do an additional wrap up. It felt redundant to me, so I just didn't. I just talked about the couple of books that I ended up reading. Let's see. I'm really excited to read Sweat and Soap after watching your videos. Oh, Sweat and Soap. I love it so much. And we get volume 4 next month. Oh, I'm so excited. I love this. So if you're not familiar with Sweat and Soap is a series about an adult woman who has always sweated a lot and she gets very self-conscious about her BO and her smell. So as she's grown up, she ended up working for a company called Lila Drop. And it's kind of the like Bath and Body Works kind of thing where she uses all of their products because they help her smell good and she likes how she smells. And so one of the guys in the product development department walks by when she's looking at a display and she's all happy and he catches a whiff of her and he likes how she smells. So he goes up to her and says, "Can I come and sniff you every day?" And she's like, I guess. And so they form a friendship. It blossoms into a relationship and it's primarily about their romantic relationship together. And it does have a little bit of like a sniffing fetish thing going on, but I love it a whole heckin' ton. And it's smutty as well, and we love to see it. Office romance, yes. I'm so excited. They are having a great sale on Right Stuff and was wondering if you have a link so I can support you when I buy stuff. I do not have a Right Stuff link. I haven't done their affiliate program at all because I feel like I don't shop with them enough to make it worth it for me because I don't like my manga being held hostage. So I just order from Amazon where I get it in a couple days or I pick it up locally. Like that's just the reality of it. But I'm happy to send you an Amazon link if you want to support me that way. Or always down in the description of my videos. I don't remember if I put it in the description of this one. I have my Ko-fi shop where you can send like a one-time donation. And I also have my Amazon wish list. So you can just even like send me something from that if you wanted. So that's just how I have people support the channel for now. I am considering memberships. So if y'all would be interested in like being a member on my channel and getting certain perks, let me know down below or in the comments of this stream. So I know. I got further into Takane and Hana now on volume 13. Yes. I love Takane and Hana so much. It's so much fun. It's really such a good time. I've started Kino's Journey and Beastars volume 6. So Kino's Journey, I tried, but it wasn't good for me and my anxiety. That one gets a little darker than is good for me. But Beastars from volume 6 on, like, it's so good. So good. Let's see. I am finishing up Sweetness and Lightning, currently at volume 7. I love Sweetness and Lightning so much. I wish more people spoke about Sweetness and Lightning. It's one of my all-time favorites. I'm going to read the first 2 volumes of Spy Family tonight, I think, but I also need to edit my manga love vlog. What you do is you edit your vlog, and once you finish, you reward yourself while it's rendering by reading. That's what I do. Yay! That would be awesome. So yeah, I forgot. Oh, the membership thing. That's what that was. It took my brain a second to catch up there, January. Sorry. But yeah, that's exciting. All right, let's see. I'm in Canada. I shop from Chapters all the time, but it's a bit expensive. Any other place? Well, I don't live in Canada, but I know Book Depository, and they ship worldwide, has some really great sales. You can get good deals on Right Stuff, but it's one of those places where I believe if you're in Canada, you have to have like a huge order to get free shipping through them. So I know shipping for Canada is insane. So I would try something like Book Depository because they do ship worldwide and they get pretty good deals. And I think Thrift Books also goes to Canada and they have some really good deals as well. Like you can get new and used through them. But yeah. Sweetness and Lightning is a gem, right? It's one of those hidden gems that because it's like finished now, nobody talks about it. So I'm like, I might have to do a Sweetness and Lightning love video here sometime soon because, man, I really love Sweetness and Lightning. And it's one of those like cooking ones, you know? So you have the foodie element and then you have the really sweet, like, single dad raising his daughter thing going on. It's just, it's so pure. I love it. Oh my gosh. It's so cute. I could talk about it forever and ever and ever. Yeah, I think that's what it is in Canada. Because here in the US, it's like 50, but I think in Canada, it's 250, which is crazy to me. So yeah, check out Book Depository because I don't think their shipping is as crazy as everywhere else. Or, you know, try to find it on like your Canadian Amazon. Or do you guys get US Amazon? I don't know. I don't know how that works outside of the US. I'm really sorry that I'm so ignorant. But yeah, I would try Book Depository. Because like when I ship to my friends who live internationally, I usually go through Book Depository. Do you have a buddy close so you guys can put an order in together? Oh, okay. Sweetness and Lightning ending was so pure. The feels were all over the place. I totally bawled. Like that whole last volume, I was crying because so much of it was just like healing balm to my soul. It was beautiful. I gave my niece the box set for Oran High School Host Club for her birthday. My younger niece is now getting into reading. What do you suggest for her? She has Cardcaptor Sakura. Let's see. Where is it? I think it's right here. Yuzu the Pet Vet. This is a really sweet, I think the girl is like 10 or 11. She's really young. But this is her mom's sick and in the hospital. So she's staying with her uncle and he owns a vet clinic and she's afraid of animals. So this is all about her getting over her fears of animals. It's all about taking care of the animals. The art is the cutest thing in the whole wide world and uses just a really sweet girl and you see her gain her strength. Like this is the perfect recommendation for a 7-year-old. Like this is really so good. Any of the ones that center around pets, like Chi Sweet Home, Fuku Fuku Kitten Tales, the new Sue and Taichan, anything to do with animals stays really, really pure. So it's a really great thing for really young kids. That's good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that's a really great rec for that. But like all of the other ones have enough like darker stuff going on in them that I don't know they would be super good recommendations, like just generally speaking. A lot of it, like some recommendations, you just have to know the kid well enough to know if it would suit them. I guess another one that might work. It's another Clamp title, but it's Angelic Layer. Again, she's young. She's like 12, and it's like battle robots. So that could be really fun. But yeah, this one is a little darker just because it's more battle centered. And, you know, it's Clamp's beautiful art style, but sometimes they're, you know, a little more scantily clad. So maybe screen it yourself before you give it to a 7-year-old. But I didn't think there was anything like overly inappropriate within Angelic Layer. All right. Okay, let's see. I'm back listening in my drive home. Oh, that's great. I hope to book depository works out for you. I hope so too. Any thoughts on 5 centimeters per second? Was thinking of making a purchase, but wasn't too sure. I haven't read it, but I did watch the film. And the film was like essentially 3 short stories. So I don't know how the manga works with that, or the light novel for that matter. It was on the low end of my Shinkai love. So honestly, if it sounds interesting to you, pick it up. If it doesn't sound interesting to you, don't worry about it. That's kind of where I'm at with that one. Because if you're not interested in what's going on, I don't know that it will be something you would enjoy, you know? Oh, you are ever so welcome. Always happy to help. And I love that anybody in my comments loves to help everybody else. That makes my heart so happy, because that's what I want to do. I want to foster like a group of people here so that they can, you know, all share their knowledge together. I am not the all ever knowing person, because I admit when I'm ignorant to things. So I love when you guys can answer all the questions for other people that I don't have the answer to. I think they have Angelic Layer at the house, not 100% sure. Okay. So Angelic Layer would be one to try, but Yuzu the Pet Vet. That's one that's currently publishing. Volume 3 is out in October. That would be really fun for her to kind of like follow on her own and maybe ask for presents, maybe. Like that could be a really fun thing. Oh, I just got the 8 Princes. Yeah, the 7 Princes and the 1,000-Year Labyrinth. I need to finish it. I've got 3 and 4 in the other room. I was hoping to get to that before the end of Manga Love, but that didn't end up happening. Y'all, this is my husband, by the way, if you aren't familiar. This is Steve commenting. He's the best. I love him a whole heckin' ton. And he's at work, and I love that he tuned in. I'm sure he's just really like listening, but yep, that's my hubby right there. 7. Oops. Yep. It's okay. I knew what you meant like the second you were talking about it. So that's totally okay, January. Aw, see? People are sending my husband love. All the hearts. Aw. I'm so soft. I have such a great husband. I could sit here and brag about him forever, but I doubt that's what you guys really want to hear me do. So yeah. See, we even got an aw in the comments. He makes me all gushy inside. I love it. So, oh my gosh, I love him so much. I'm so glad I get to keep him. I hear a cat jingle jangle. Is that a Kaladin? Yes. Must have just woken up from a nap. So if he starts to yell, I'm sorry. It's just what he does when he wakes up. Hi, Cal. All right. Are you settled now, sir? Okay. He's settled down now. A good hubby is hard to find. I totally agree. It took me a long time and a lot of bad guys and a lot of bad dates before I found him. And I really believe he was only available because he spent a long time not dating. And then he started to date shortly before we met. So I think that's how that works. But yes, I love him a whole lot. So basic questions about him, I guess. We met online. We're one of those online dating success stories. And we dated for like a short amount of time and got engaged pretty quickly. And then we were engaged for a little bit longer than that. It was about 9 months after we met that we got married. So We were both older. We knew what we wanted. We figured, why waste time? So that was that. That's kind of the basics of our love story. I'm not going to get any more specific than that. That's a little too personal for me to share here, but that's kind of the basics of how we met. So if you've been afraid of online dating, don't be afraid. I found my forever love through online dating. Let's see. There was something I was going to say. Crap. Brain fart. Yeah, we're pretty cute most of the time. We just dated a wedding. You see why I love him, people? Like, he's just the best. I love him. Love him a whole lot. And I say that a lot. I'm sorry. I tell him that a lot. Randomly, I'll just say, I really love you. And he's like, I'm glad. I don't know why, but I'm glad. That's just how we work. We're cute. We're called newlyweds by people who've been married for a long time, even though we've been married for 6 years now. So I don't know. We're just us. Let's see. So I have been reading a lot of Christmas books lately. I think my favorite Christmas book I've read this year is Christmas on Reindeer Road. That one had like single parent romance elements for my love and heart, and it's like small town, and it was just really, really good. So if you're looking for a good Christmas book, that's a rec. Never say sorry for that. Sorry that we're mushy and cute. Okay, I won't say sorry for that, I guess. I'm just sad my hubby never met my dad. Would have been so fun to put a sailor and an airman at the same table. My stepdad's a soldier, but they've met, never got all three together. Found mine on eHarmony. That's actually really, really cool. And I'm sorry you didn't get that either. That would have been amazing for them to all share together. My mom loves Christmas books. I plan on getting her some for Christmas. That's great. There's going to be a lot of really good ones. A video I do have coming out once I finish all of my Christmas arcs. I'm going to do like a Christmas book ranking kind of thing for the Christmases that came out this year. But an author that's really great for Christmas books is Debbie Mason. Debbie Mason writes really solid Christmas books. Every Christmas book I've read from her, I've really thoroughly enjoyed. So that would be an author rec for Christmas stuff. Sarah Richardson does some really nice Christmas ones as well. So that's another. There's a light song. Both cats are here. Sorry, StreamYard's behind on the comments again. I'm sure that's why I haven't seen anything yet. Sometimes it'll drop like 6 all at once and they'll come in one at a time sometimes. So it's crazy. Yes, please. I'll definitely get some of those for her depending on what you like. Yeah, of course. It's something I'd planned since I got approved for so many Christmas arcs for this year. I know some of them are already out, but yeah, I do plan on doing that. Because I think I have 3 or 4 more Christmas ones I still need to read. It's a lot of Christmas, and I did a lot of it all at once, and I'm just like, okay, I can't do anymore. I think I did like 10 Christmas books in 1 week. It was crazy. But yeah. So I love Christmas books, but I can only read so many at a time. Otherwise, all the details start to run together, and it feels like I've read the same Christmas book 5 times. So had to stop there and let myself read some other things. But yeah, I do plan on finishing them up in October. So I'll probably release that video like November 1, like early November. So that as people are shopping for the holidays for people, they can do that. If I get it done before then, I might put it up before then. But it feels weird to put up a Christmas movie, like a Christmas video in October to me, because I'm a Thanksgiving purist, I guess we should say. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. So I don't like that Thanksgiving is shadowed by Christmas constantly. I struggle with that a lot. So yeah. Do you guys have a favorite like holiday season? Because I'm a Thanksgiving girl myself. I love the colors for Thanksgiving. I love the food for Thanksgiving. My husband and I, we have a place near us called Neaters, and they have fantastic pumpkin bread. And I keep not eating low carb and having pumpkin bread, but I really enjoy the taste of it. So it's really hard to say no to it. Do you guys have favorite pumpkin treats? I like pumpkin loaf and pumpkin like chocolate chip cookies, but that's like it. I don't really love like pumpkin pie. It's a consistency thing, I think, for me more so than, and the taste thing as well. Let's see. I've got some things here. Thoughts on a Victorian romance, Emma? I don't have thoughts on that. Is that the new Emma that's coming out? Is it a Victorian era or is that the Jane Austen Emma? I'm confused. Favorite part of Thanksgiving? Time with family and food, but mostly the food. Lately, my husband and I, we've done pantsless Thanksgivings where we don't go anywhere. We stay home and just eat Thanksgiving, the two of us, just make a small Thanksgiving meal. And we don't have to wear pants all day because no one else is going to see us. And so nobody cares. Yes, pumpkin bread is tasty. I like warmed up pumpkin bread with butter on it. Yum. I saw some big hardbacks on Amazon. Let's see. Thanksgiving or Christmas? I like Christmas, but it feels too stressful sometimes, so I don't really fully get to enjoy the holiday. I think that's why I like Thanksgiving. Typically, Thanksgiving is more about relaxing and spending time together than the hustle and bustle of a holiday. So I really like that. But I'm typically not cooking Thanksgiving dinner, so maybe I'm just crazy. You're definitely a Halloween Thanksgiving girl. Yeah, we already talked about Halloween on this stream. Halloween is not my jam. My anxiety doesn't like Halloween. You make an epic pumpkin cheesecake. I might be open to trying a pumpkin cheesecake because I like the consistency of cheesecake. And the pumpkin spice flavoring isn't necessarily bad. So that might be something I'm open to. Haha, pantless. Yeah. Like, honestly, people don't visit us. We don't have kids. Why wear pants? Pants are overrated. Y'all, half the time when I'm filming my videos, I'm not wearing pants. That is reality right there. Hi, Heather. How are you, hun? Let's see. Fall in general. My dad was an awesome prankster on Halloween, and we were the ones that did all of the Thanksgiving cooking. I would make a bacon-wrapped pork tenderloin. He did the turkey. Bacon-wrapped pork tenderloin. Oh, that makes my mouth water. That sounds so good. Oh, my goodness. I might have to find a recipe and make some soon. I don't know what we're talking about, but pumpkin cheesecake is freaking delicious. We're talking about holiday things and why we like the holidays. And we split the sides and desserts. Oh, but seriously, like, bacon wrapped pork tenderloin sounds absolutely delicious. But yeah, Heather, ask whatever you want. That's how we're doing this. Ask about whatever, even if I've already answered it, I'm happy to answer it again. So, yeah. Margaret, hi, my dear. How are you? 3K is a big deal for me. Like I said, it was my goal by the end of the year to hit 3K. So the fact that I'm hitting it in September like blows me away. Like I'm so floored. This is crazy, but I'm so grateful. How long have you had your channel? I've only known you for like a week. So Heather's one of the romance booktubers. We did a live read along together last week. And so that's kind of where we connected. And I've had my channel 5 years now. And my growth has been slow, but I'm okay with that. Like, I really didn't start growing till about 2 years ago. And that's okay by me. I just made the kind of content I wanted to make and just kind of did that. And where I kind of live in both spaces, it was harder to grow. But now I have a lot of people who are interested in both. And they're telling all their friends who are interested in both. And so I think that's why I'm growing. And a lot of the romance people are finding me now because I'm talking more about romance on my channel. So it's just kind of been this organic thing rather than this, I'm only doing certain types of videos to get more views kind of a situation. And some people choose to do that, and that's fine. That's their channel. They do their thing. I just love what I do. And so I'm just going to be myself. And if people don't like it, then that's their thing. You have the recipe? Yes. Send it to me on Twitter. Because now I kind of want to cook. That'll make my husband really happy if I actually like have the desire to cook, because that's not a norm for me. I'm not an overly domestic woman, I guess you could say. Like, I'm not all about decorating my house for every season. I'm not all about, making sure my house is immaculate 24/7. I'm not an overly domestic human. I just live my life. There's so many other things I would rather do than have a perfect house right now. I mean, if people are coming over, I always make my house look great and everything's properly sanitized and whatnot. But that was even before the pandemic. With the pandemic, we just haven't been seeing people. So, thanks, Margaret. You're so sweet. You're just one of my favorite people I love to see in the comments. I just have to tell you that. Amen. Right? Who needs a perfect house? Who needs a perfect house when you can enjoy so many other things that life has to offer? I mean, I don't like a super messy house, but like my loft was messy for like a couple weeks, but it's finally all clean again. So like once a month I like deep clean the loft out, put all the books away, that kind of stuff. Thank you. I'm so excited. Life is way too short to clean all the time, right? Like, I don't understand those people that all they do is like run behind their kids and clean. Like, I don't even like know. Like, that's crazy to me. What is my favorite romance trope? That kind of depends on the day. I love a good age gap. I love me some enemies to lovers. Let's see. Looking at my shelf, looking at my favorites. I love fantasy romances. Those are always great. I like forced proximity. Sometimes I like it dark, sometimes I like it light. I don't know. But yes, I like most romance tropes. I think the only one, like, I don't like murky consent, and I don't like surprise pregnancies like in the middle of the story. If it's starting out the story and she's like gotten pregnant, that's different to me. But yeah, like those are the only two I really don't get along with. The rest of it I'm pretty open to. You're so welcome, love. I spent half the day cleaning, so I totally agree. Right? Like there's just better things to do with life. And so I just have to like clean as I go as much as I can. I just put things away where they belong, and that helps. Thanks. I'm so glad you popped into the live show. That makes me so happy. We should buddy read again, by the way. Well, I like all of those too. Yay! I've been slowly like deep diving your channel. I've been bad about commenting, but I'm going through and reading all of your like trope recommendations videos and stuff. It's been great. So y'all go check Heather out, by the way. Erin and Nakari from Food Wars, my favorite tsundere. Oh, Erina. Oh my gosh. Food Wars. Okay, so funny story about Food Wars. I don't know if Steve's still here, so he might pop in. So I'd heard about Food Wars, and I heard it was a little fan servicey. So I'm like, okay, Steve, I want to try Food Wars. Do you want to try it with me? He's like, okay. So we sit down to watch it. And so we watched that first episode. And my husband looks over at me and he's like, what are we watching? This is a cooking show? So now we have this ongoing joke about anything like pornographic being a cooking show. It's great. We laugh really hard. And one day, like at church, they were talking about like with the group of men, they were talking about like porn addiction and stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm like, so what'd you talk about at church today? He's like, we talked about cooking shows. And it was like right after we'd watched it too. So it's just become this ongoing thing for us. It's hilarious. We're funny. Yes, like DM me. We'll figure this out. Of course, your channel's great. And your background, is that like actually on your wall, or is it like a tapestry? Like I've been curious about it because it's really super cute. And yes, like totally. Oh, my nose. It's so itchy. Somebody's thinking about me because my nose keeps itching. I'm pretty sure StreamYard's behind again. Let's see. Food Wars is something else. That is the truth. It is so the truth. It's not even funny. Anything you've been watching lately and good movies or shows you can recommend? So currently, Steve and I are watching our way through Avatar: The Last Airbender. I didn't ever watch it younger. I was just kind of right in that age range where I kind of missed it when it was releasing. So I'm watching it through for the first time. I have some mixed feelings about certain things, but other things have been great about it. So we're on the last season of it now, so I'll probably keep going. But yeah, I'm also still watching the dub of Fruits Basket as it releases. I didn't check to see if there was a new episode today. It's like every week or every other week, so I need to check and see if there's one. That's what I'll do after I get off the stream. Yay, I'm so excited. It's an $8 tapestry from Amazon. Are you kidding me? That thing's gorgeous. Like, send me the link. Like, put it in the romance Discord. Because I know I'm not the only one who's curious. I wouldn't steal your exact one, but I would at least see what else was available. That's amazing. Amazon tapestries are amazing. Wall scrolls of Megami. There you go. Go look for them. Yes, Avatar. See, I know everybody loves it so much. And so I've been curious about it for a long time. And there's just been so much Steve and I have been watching that we finally are like, okay, we finished this. It's time to watch this. He's been trying to convince me to watch this for years. So we're finally doing it. And like I say, I have feelings, but I am enjoying it so far. Oh, same. I've never seen Airbender. It is on Netflix, so it should be easy for you to find. So you can watch it if you want. But favorite characters for Avatar, gotta be Toph. Toph is amazing. Toph is like who I wanted to be at her age. She's amazing. I love Toph. Someone shared a picture of their playroom and it had the tapestry in it. When she mentioned the price, I bought it within seconds. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense to me. Like $8 for a big tapestry like that? Totally. Oh, perfect. Yay. And honestly, it might be a little much for your kids. They're still pretty young, aren't they? Sword of Kaigen has a similar magic system. Interesting. Wowie, I'm about to head out soon to buy some IQ manga volumes. Yes! Yes. Honestly, let's see. Can I bend it back enough? Right there on the top. I got them all. All 40 that are currently out. I love me some Haikyuu. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what Haikyuu is, because I know I've kind of got only book people and I've got manga people too. So Haikyuu is a shonen style story, which means it's technically geared towards teenage boys. It's about a boys volleyball team, and it's basically like a year of their team being together, and then there's a huge time skip, and then it's about a couple of them who have gone pro. It's fantastic. I love it with my whole heart and soul and the entirety of my being. I'm a Haikyuu stan. My poor husband is sick of me watching Haikyuu and talking about Haikyuu. I need other people to talk to it about. So there we are. Bloodbenders. Ooh, intrigue. That sounds very interesting. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, 5 and 18 months. They've been watching Fruits Basket, but I don't let them see when Akito's being abusive. Olivia loves Momochi. How can anybody not love Momochi? Momochi is just like the softest little boy ever. I love Momochi. But yeah, I'm glad you showed them from that part because they're a little young to be seeing that for sure. But yeah, Airbender's probably still a little too much for them at those ages. But once they hit teenage age, like if you think they can handle it, then I would go for it. I've been rewatching all of Haikyuu to get ready for the upcoming season. Me too. Like, what, next week? Later this week? It starts the 2nd, right? So that's on Friday? Like, I need to get through 3 and what's left of 4 again so that it's all fresh and happiness. I cannot afford to get addicted to manga, so I haven't even tried. Honestly, there's a couple of digital services where you pay like a certain amount a month and you have access to a ton of titles. I would check out the Viz Media app and the Shonen Jump app for those. So that, and also check your library system. My library system sucks for manga, but a lot of other places, they have great amounts of manga in their library, so check that out. Need to continue the Fruits Basket manga. I've only watched the first one. The manga, you've only read the first one. It's complete, not ongoing. It's 12 omnibuses, 22 or 24 volumes. I can't remember. But it is like, in a lot of ways in manga, it's like in shoujo manga, it's a rite of passage. It is very much a classic. It is so good. I love it. I love it with so much of me. Kyo, best boy forever. Oh my gosh. Right? I cry every time Momochi's in an episode because he's just so good. He's so pure. I love him. Ooh, good Rex. You are ever so welcome. I've been asked recently to do a video about like how to save money on manga. So I think I'm going to like explore that and do that for you guys because I've been asked several times for this recently. So I think it's a video that needs to come sooner rather than later. So I'll get my research done and get that out to you guys hopefully in the next couple weeks. But I also have a project that I'm working on involving Haikyuu that should be coming out relatively soon. So it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a project. It's going to be 5 or 6 videos long, and the videos are going to be long. So be prepared for that to come to the channel. So yes. Wrong button again. So I'm excited about that project. And then I've got some romance reading projects where I'm going to be reading some people's favorites. And I've got lots of stuff to come to the channel. And I always like to know what you guys want to see. So that's always good. That's a great video idea. I'm excited. It's going to be good. I definitely think it's something people don't try because they're afraid of wasting their money on ones they don't like. Yeah. And see, I just go and resell them to either eBay or the used bookstore. So I'm bad that way. And that's only the ones I don't enjoy. And it's very rare anymore that I pick up something that I don't enjoy. Just because, you know, that's what I do. Oh, looking forward to that video. I need those tips ASAP. How long is Yona of the Dawn manga compared to the anime? Okay, so the anime of Yona of the Dawn only really goes up either to volume like 9 or 10 at the most. I want to say it's more like 7 or 8 though. And there's currently, as of next week, 26 volumes published in the US. So honestly, the Yona of the Dawn anime basically just introduces you to the core cast. You don't really get any of the things that make Yona so amazing in that first season. I mean, you get some good stuff, don't get me wrong, like in what we get of Yona. I don't think we'll ever see a season 2 of the anime. I mean, it's been 6 years. I really don't think they're going to do one, but I highly recommend reading the manga. Like, it's so good. It's not even funny. Hi, I was eating dinner, just got back. What did I miss? You can just go ahead and scroll back through the comments. I think you'll get a pretty good idea of what we were talking about. Based on what I've watched of Haikyuu, Tanaka is my favorite character. He's wonderful. I adore Tanaka. Tanaka is really like a sweetie in a bad boy package, and I love him for that. My favorite characters are Nishinoya, Asahi, and Tsukishima. I love all 3 of them so much. Asahi, my little gentle giant, I love him. Suki is so salty. Mr. Salty Shima, we love him. And then Nishinoya is just a bright ball of sunshine. It's hard to not like Nishi. I was introduced to Night of the Ice because of you, and I'm absolutely addicted. I love the ice skating and the angsty romance. Night of the Ice is like a hidden gem. I wish more people were reading it because it's just so good. I love it so much. Highly agree that Yona is amazing. One of my all-time favorites. It has helped me fill the Yuri on Ice void. Yeah, there's not technically a manga for Yuri on Ice. There was just the anime. But there's going to be a Yuri on Ice movie coming out soon, yeah? That's what I heard, I think. You said you have a Discord. I do have a Discord. I have a Discord for like the people for my channel. And then I'm part of a romance YouTuber Discord. So yeah, it's one of those things where I used to promote my Discord pretty heavily, but I haven't recently because I hadn't been as active on it. But I've been more active pretty consistently the last little while. So I'm probably going to let people know about that again because I'm bad about it. Nishinoya is one of my favorite characters. We play the same position. Oh, cool. You play a libero. I love that. If I were a volleyball player, I would play a libero. I've played it like casually. That was a big like church activity for us as we would play volleyball. So I played a lot of volleyball that way. And I had friends who were like on the volleyball team. So we would just kind of do like some basic fun little things together. And that was always really, really fun. So I love the sport of volleyball. I'm not the most athletic person in the world. And I didn't like play it in high school. I was involved in color guard and theater and choir and the artsy side of things more so than the sports side of things in high school. So that was really fun. My friends like said I should play with them. Like they all wanted me to go out for the team, but I never got around to it. They were all so tall. I'm like, y'all don't really need me. It's okay. But we loved to play it like just casually and as friends and stuff. It was a good time. We all kind of live all over now, so we haven't played in years. The thing with StreamYard, man. Let's see. There's a fan fiction manga, and it's not good for Yuri on Ice. It was way more adult and lacks the innocence of the love and the slow burn. I need the movie immediately. I'm sorry that the fanfic you found wasn't good. And honestly, when it comes to like doujinshi is actually what they're called. I probably mispronounced that, but most of them go like to the extreme of like smutty things. So that's pretty common in fanfic in any way. They tend to over sexualize things because it's people, you know, obviously portraying what they would want to see. And usually that's a more extreme version of what you actually get. So a lot of those kind of greater details kind of get lost in fanfic. Or, you know, it's people who are like, honestly, there's a book coming out soon that I think depicts like the fanfic world really well, and that's Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. It's about a plus size gal and an actor from a TV show. They both write fanfic for their TV show, for this TV show, and it's about them kind of. She had a cosplay that she did, and because she's plus size, some people started to rail her pretty hard. And somebody had tagged the actor who plays this character's love interest. And he's like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. She's beautiful. And they're like, no, you really don't have to be nice. You can be honest with us, dude. And he's like, I am being honest. And then he asks her out on a date, like on Twitter. And so it goes viral. They do go on a date and things like that. And it's really cute. I really loved it. But like they talk a lot about fanfic and like what that means for like licenses and stuff too. Like it's really well done. I highly recommend the book. I don't mind the adult portion, honestly, but they didn't feel like the characters I had come to love. It didn't preserve the integrity of this story. And yes, everybody needs to read Spoiler Alert because it's so good. Let me pull up the cover because the cover is just everything. It is so just good. If I can type. Oh my gosh. Y'all, it's so good. Like she's so curvy on this cover. I love it. It is so perfect. We love to see it. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I've been going about 2 hours. Thank you all for coming to celebrate with me. This was so fun. If you ever want to see me read something in particular, or if there's a video you want to see, always like talk in my comments. Let me know because I'm always really, really open to all that kind of stuff. Sorry, real quick. I recently read 40 Love by Dade and can't wait to get to Spoiler Alert. The first book in that series sounds really interesting to me. It's called Teach Me, and I'm hoping to pick that one up relatively soon. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for helping me celebrate 3K. I will see you guys in the next video. I'd like to get my bullet journal video up soon, so that'll probably be the next thing. I haven't been playing it as much lately, but I do still really enjoy it, and I'm going to see what's going on for fall exactly, so I might be playing it again for the next little while, because fall's my favorite season. So thank you guys. Have a good night. Bye.